that part is not so difficult. And so the techniques we will take up next week. Let's take up questions before we end. All right, there are two questions.
How would the answer the Vedanta point of view? If there's a tree in the forest, and there's no sentient being there, or the next cell.
If the tree, it's an old question in philosophy. Yeah. So if a tree falls in a forest and there's nobody to hear it, does it make a sound? Yeah. Well, let's just put it very simply. Actually, it's a question that is used for distinguishing between realism and idealism. But from Vedanta point of view, you can take a very realistic answer also. If you take, let me give you a technical answer. If you take the basic approach of Srishti Drishtivada, the Lord creates this universe with the power of Maya. So the tree falls, and just like obeying the laws of physics, waves are generated. Now, they are not called sound until somebody hears them. Obviously, waves are generated when any physical object falls. So it becomes a sound only when a sentient being hears it as sound. But the physical part of it is still there. So it's a very realistic explanation, and Vedanta has no objection to it. Vedanta is often confused with idealism. The world is not there in the mind of the observer, as an idealist would say. The world appears in Brahman. Both the observer and the observed appear in Brahman. What you call the mind of the observer is subtle matter. What you call the observed universe is gross matter. The same Brahman appears as the observer and the observed. Swami Vivekananda puts it beautifully. He says, one alone exists. It appears as nature, soul. So in that one, this universe is appearing. The question. We'll come to you first.
We're just trying to reflect on what the lesson itself. So you mentioned you started with experience and you broke it down into those 5 elements.
5 elements, yes.
And that was introduced by finding
Brahman. In order to find Brahman in your experience, yes. Experience of the world. Yeah. The idea was, the question is that the 5 elements were introduced to find Brahman. So how do you do that? The 5 elements are the elements of our experience of the world. And we have said earlier that Brahman is hidden by the name and form of the world. So the 5 elements are the name and form, existence, consciousness, bliss. Asti bhati priyam. The existence of a thing, the appearance of the thing in knowledge, and the joy that it sometimes gives us. So now it says that in these 5 factors, concentrate on those 3. Asti bhati priyam. That's not directly Brahman. It's borrowed from Brahman. One experiment you can do. In fact, let me tell you where I read about it. A student of philosophy was talking to his professor, and the professor was explaining something like Vedanta to him. He was saying that, see, what do you see in front of you? Well, the lawn of your house, and beyond that, well, the road, beyond that, the meadows, beyond that, the hills in the distance, beyond that, the sky, and beyond that. And the student says, why me? You see, what happens is when you're emptying your mind, space helps you to empty the mind. You find that everything is experienced in consciousness, in your awareness. So the 5 factors which are introduced here, they help you to focus. If you want to say that Brahman is hidden here, what you are experiencing is Brahman plus name and form. It's like I'm saying the wood is hidden by the table. Then I must point out what is wood here and what is table here. The name and the form are table. The material itself is wood. Similarly, name and form are world, existence, awareness, and joy are Brahman. Not the feelings, that they are borrowed from Brahman. Yes. All right.